Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is Wednesday. It's 9:30. Prime time in the house. My name is Paul Spencer. That is the showstopper, Dave Yarnell. And boys, you're checked into the 215 boys on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Dave, how was your Thanksgiving, brother?
Brother, my Thanksgiving was amazing. Amazing. I,
What
I
happened on Thanksgiving? What happened on Thanksgiving,
well,
Dave?
I had so much going on that day. I had parties to go to. I had my sister's house that I went to Thanksgiving Day. I met a couple of friends at the Ridley Interborough game. Had a great time there.
Mhm.
And I just got to hang out with them and saw my high school beat Interborough, which was even better. Made my day even more.
There you go. There
Went
you
to
go.
went to a friend's house. Got to hang out with him for a while. I haven't seen him in a while, so hung out with them for a while. Then I went to my sister's, hung out there, saw a Cowboy win. It was a beautiful Thursday day. Let me tell you, beautiful day.
Definitely, definitely. Eddie checking in. What's going on, Eddie? He said, Paul, Dave, what's going on, brother? How you
What's
been?
up, Eddie? What's going on, brother?
Dave, there was a game on Thanksgiving, too. Did you know that?
There was a game. Oh, yeah. I think I saw something like that.
I don't know if they called it a game, but Dave, Thanksgiving Day feast, brother, 45-10 over those
Whew,
Washington Commanders, man.
I'll tell you, Washington. Didn't. I thought they were going to give us a better game than that. I really did.
I honestly, the week before, Dave, I said it was going to be. I thought Dallas would win this game, but I didn't think it was arguably going to be a 45-10, 35,
No.
point deficit here. But man, Washington, I don't know if they're bad, Dave, or they're this bad. I have no idea. But Dave, let's talk about. I don't give a damn about their team, but let's talk about our team, Dave. Let's talk about this MVP elite maybe quarterback that we can put this this category here. Mr. Dak Prescott, Dave, 22 for 32,
Yep.
331. Dave,
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns, Dave.
I know.
No picks, no picks, Dave.
No picks. No, he had a good day. He had a really good day. He was on.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep saying Dak on the run is, you know, is what the best Dak you're going to see. And that's what he does best. And Mike McCarthy's letting him do his thing, and I love it. And I don't know if Schottenheimer has a lot to do with it or not, but all I know is Dak's doing his thing, and they're rolling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the fence with Dak here. I love Dak as a QB, but different terminology, different scheme. To me, Dak's always a guy where you better make this a very quarterback friendly terminology.
Mm-hmm.
Of what I've seen with them. But I love how we're doing this offense here. We're letting him get to the line early. Calling the audibles, calling what he sees at the progression line here. I like seeing this. To me, it's a quarterback friendly offense. West Coast, we know it's a hard offense to run. We know that. But
Sure.
he's making it easy for Dak to get up to the line, make the right decisions, looking down receivers, looking off receivers, learning to check down, play another day. Just like Eddie said, 25 points in the fourth quarter, man. This team knows how to roll and continue to put the foot on the pedal, Dave.
Well, Dak's finding receivers left and right. I mean, he's going to Cooks, he's going to Lamb, he's hitting, Ferguson. I mean, things are clicking right now. I mean, he's actually finding receivers, which it's not just Lamb all the time, which is great, and that's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this week, Dave. I mean, you look at, okay, of course, we always know about Lamb, 4 straight 100-yard games. We talked about A.J. Brown, but this dude's elite too. CeeDee Lamb, 4 straight 100-yard games, 5 touchdowns in 4 games, whatever it was. But then you look at this week, Brandon Cooks was a leading receiver, 4 for 72. You had Tolbert, 2 for 49. Dak is not looking down one receiver. He's finding it. Yes, Lamb got 9 targets, okay, caught 4 balls, but man, Brandon Cooks is being that number 2 wide receiver where, pick your poison. If you want to double team, CeeDee Lamb, we have Cooks on the outside. Even the person this week, Dave, that didn't show up to me was, of course, man, we seen him a week ago. Michael Gallup shows up one week. Next week, he's on the milk carton again, Dave.
Yeah, Michael Gallup is it's like hit or miss with him. You get what you get with Gallup, but like you're saying, with Cooks and Ferguson and Lamb, it's great to see. And even the running game looked good too, Paul. Got to be honest.
Yeah, it did. I mean, we can talk about that in a minute here, Dave. But my thing with Gallup here, look, coming off the injury, we overpaid him coming off the injury with that ankle injury, the ACL that he had, or tear, whatever he had. We paid him big time money, elite money, not top 5 money, not top 10 money, but right in that category, Dave. It's $11 million a year for a wide receiver who catches 2 balls a game, Dave. Well,
but there's 2 balls a game, Paul. Not to cut you off, but there's 2 balls a game could be a key first down at the times. So don't take that away from him.
Yeah, I understand that, Dave. But the thing is, like, when you pay a wide receiver, great money out there who catches 1 to 2 balls, and you have guys like Jalen Tolbert showing up now, Dave. Catching balls. Jalen Brooks off the practice squad, Dave, comes in and gets you 2 balls for 34 yards this week. It shows me something. This wide receiver room is deep, Dave. These guys make what, Dave? Not even $1 million a year. Tolbert's not even a million. Jalen Brooks is working on welfare checks right now, playing with Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? And
Well,
you're Gallup, $15 million a year, whatever it may be.
well, Dak's doing his thing, and he's finding his receivers, and it's making it look good.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right because I'm not signing a check, Dave. I can care less one way or the
Right,
other.
exactly.
So,
we're not signing the check, so it's all good. I mean, Jerry's doing it. Did you see Jerry stepping back a little bit here, Paul? Is it me?
The great thing is, Dave. Let's knock on wood here that he's standing behind the scenes here because we haven't heard anything about him. Coming in the social media right now.
Lately, as of lately, I mean, I've heard him on 105.3 The Fan a couple of times. I imagine, but I really haven't seen or hair of. I think McCarthy's just. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
I like it this way. I like when Jerry Jones just plays the GM, the owner role, not the GM role. Let the coaches coach, let the players play, and let the GMs do their job. That's what I want to see. I just want you to sign the check, sit in your press box. Worry about your next Botox injection. That's all I care about. That's what you do, brother. That's all I want to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I mean, I just like the way this offense is running right now, and defense is doing their job.
I agree. Speaking of Dak, Eddie brings a great point. Dak needs to beat a couple winning teams. I see that too. A lot of people talk about the strength of schedule here. I don't look at it that way. You have to beat who's in front of you. That's the number one thing. A win is a win in the win column.
I've been saying that, Paul. People keep saying, "Oh, they can't beat teams running records." You play who's in front of you. I understand that. Eagles, you did the same thing last season when you guys played who's in front of you, and you were wiping teams left and right. So what's the difference? I don't get it.
Right, I get that. To me, I want to see them put together a 3-quarter game, a 4-quarter game. I'm sorry, 3-phase game, 4-quarter game there. That's what I want to see. But I don't want to see it 1 week, Dave. I want to see it go against competitive teams, consistent teams. This week we'll talk about in a little bit. Seattle, comes to our town here. That's a good team, offense, defensively.
Yep.
Their offense is really rolling. Kenneth Walker, I'm most likely is going to be out this week.
He looks doubtful. They said he's doubtful.
But you know what? Honestly, the Cowboys really haven't gone against a team with a 3-headed wide receiver like the Eagles yet. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, in that wide receiver category. Well, the Seattle Seahawks have that same potential, and Jigba, Lockett, Metcalf. They have that.
Metcalf, Lockett. Yes, they do. And then
I agree with Eddie. Yeah, I agree with Eddie. Beating some winning teams.
I'm with him, and I'm agree with Eddie too. But my thing is, I think Tyler Lockett might have a big day tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I
don't know, Dave. I hope not. And Eddie says, he has a great chance of being MVP this year. But, the MVP goes along. I think the last time a quarterback has won or anybody I don't want to say the defensive player of the year, Donald's won it being on a bad team, of course. But I think if he continues to win, he gets to, I want to say, an NFC championship, regardless of win or lose, he has that possibility to win the MVP award. Honestly, the way he's playing right now, Dave.
I'm not denying that, and I think you're totally right on this. But I don't care about the MVP right now. I just want to win games.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever day we're playing. I don't even know anymore because all days run together for me. Just play who's in front of you. Let's get the win and move on because we got to keep up with that certain team in front of us.
Oh, you can say it, the freaking the Eagles, the Giggles, whatever the hell you want to call that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that green team's rolling right now, and they're getting wins left and right. So
hey, well, you know what? They're doing the same thing, Dave. Beat who's in front of you, regardless of who you play.
Right. And they're beating good teams too. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, Kansas City they beat. They just beat who was it? Buffalo, a big win for them, and they have another big one coming up against 49ers. I mean, I'm not saying the Eagles are bad. They're rolling. They're rolling right now. So
listen, they're 10-1 for a reason, brother. You can't knock them. You know what I mean?
This is true. They are 10-1 for a reason.
Eddie says, it's nice that Cooks is getting involved. I love it. Cooks. Last year we were supposed to get him but the price tag was too much coming from the Texans, so we couldn't afford him. But Dave, I don't want to rehash this, but that's what pisses me off with what I'm saying because Gallup's being that big time money. You could have got Cooks last year to carry that team last year with the CD Lamb. Now next year, I wouldn't be ashamed to say this right now. I think we keep Cooks, and I think Gallup might be on the block next year, Dave. Honestly,
that's a good possibility. But hey, having a 3-headed monster doesn't hurt, Paul. I mean, seriously.
Well, Dave, you got to remember too. The bugaboo about that is remember you got to sign CD Lamb.
Well, that's what I'm saying with Lamb and with Lamb and Cooks
and Parsons coming up too. I mean, Dave, that right there is going to be. You're figuring $15 to $20 million for a top wide receiver in CD Lamb.
I'm sure Jerry's doing the books right now. So
hey, Jerry, Jerry, you know what? Get off the PR. The bullshit social media. Sit down in your office and write a bootleg check under the table for these dudes here because I tell you what, you're going to need it, man.
This is I agree.
Eileen checking in says, "Damn, Eddie is taking my number one spot as the rate as the fan." Eileen,
wow,
you better step up your game here, girl,
Eileen. Nobody will take your number one spot, girl. Don't worry about that.
I gotta give my boy Eddie credit though, because he does check into all the shows. He just checked into my college football friends with myself and Bill too. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah,
Eileen,
but Eileen's a lifetimer. Come on now, come on.
Eileen's like, both of you are like family to us. Of course, we already know that.
Of course you are. Definitely.
Eddie says Parsons too. You got to pay Parsons too. That's
we said that. Yeah, Micah. Yeah, well, we know Micah. That's a given.
And you know what, Dave? We do have a first-time viewer checking into us.
We do? Who's that?
Yeah, we do. Anthony Yang. He's my ex-wife's son. Anthony Yang checks in as a Cowboy fan as well. Dowdle needs more carries. Pollard is great, stepping in as number one. But who is the number two? Zeke was number one. Pollard was two. It seems like he got away from running the ball. I agree with Anthony 100%. Anthony, Anthony's lived with me for over 20 years. It was like too. We always talk about football. One thing I did right in my life, I raised him to be a Cowboy fan. So I did my job.
You did a good job there.
But yeah, I agree. That's one thing that I do want to talk about real quick. Let's jump down here.
Well,
I already have this banner up here. Rico Dowdy, a solid number two, Dave. I was on the fence with him. You know that, Dave. You know I was never a Rico fan. Dave, you're the one. I had to go out and spend $250 damn on a Rico Dowdy jersey because his ass got in the end zone one freaking time.
He's been in the end zone more than once this year. That's for sure.
Yeah, but Dave, we talked about it. Ronald Jones gets suspended. You get him from Tampa Bay, a good solid back, a kind of a bruiser back for him. Not a Zeke Elliott, but a Ronald Jones. Big back, solid back, more speed. Get suspended for the marijuana charges. Okay, well, you know what? What do? Do you go after King Henry? Okay, no. Do you go after Leonard Fournette? No. Okay, do we live with Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdy? Dave, I'm gonna eat crow here, and I'm gonna say kudos to Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy's family because Rico's shown me something.
Yeah, actually, he's been showing a lot lately. He's a strong runner. He goes between the tackles, which I love. I love it. But Pollard, let's not go ahead of ourselves here. Pollard is still number one. He's still
of course.
We know that. Rico's number two, which is fine, and I'm okay. But to me, when you said Ronald Jones, I'm still upset about that. I can't get over that because I know he had the 2-week suspension. I get it. And then I didn't think they would have caught him. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. I really didn't. I got to be honest about it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But I thought Ronald Jones would have made a huge difference in this running game. I really did because he's a big guy and he can run hard. So.
But no knock on Rico, man. I love every time the group chat when Rico scores, I'm like Rico.
I love Rico. I'm a Rico guy.
But Dave, I tell you what, the way this kid runs, he can run east-west. But Dave, this kid lowers his helmet, brother, and he hits that hole. And I remember the last 2 games ago, Dave, it was 7 defenders.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 7. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The kid has some. The one thing the kid has, Dave, is some heart, brother. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's got a lot of heart, and he played, and he runs hard. It's a shame because remember he got hurt in preseason a couple. I think it was a season ago.
Yeah, he was on the shelf on the practice squad.
And we never got to see what Rico was all about.
Right.
So,
I'm glad he's getting. Because he's on a 2-year deal still, Dave. So I'm glad we're.
Is it 2? I thought it was 2. Yeah,
he's still on a 2-year deal, so he's very cheap. Of course, then you have the option next year to most likely sign Tony Pollard on a franchise deal again because running backs aren't getting that $15 million contract. They're going to be between that 10 and 12. I think they give him that $11 million contract next year, franchise him. You bring Rico in on a small deal as well because he's already signed, and then you progress Deuce Vaughn to that 3-back. But Dave, talking about offense here, man. I tell you what, let's talk about one dude, Dave. Now, I'm real quick, Dave, before we get anything. I'm going to take the time to acknowledge myself and pat myself on the back really fast, Dave. Actually, I'm going to do it on both of them, Dave, because
you do that.
2 years ago, when we did this show during the draft, I said, I'm telling you right now, this kid, Deron Bland, is going to be someone special. He's going to be elite. Give this kid 2 years, Dave. Dave, it's been 2 years, and we're talking about Defensive Player of the Year.
I know.
Wow.
6 picks, 4 for touchdowns. You can't ask for more than this. This kid is the real deal. And here we thought we were going to miss Diggs, and this kid's stepping up, putting Diggs' shoes big time. I mean, come on.
I tell you, when we lost Diggs, I in a way I was kind of like, oh shit, this is really going to happen. Is Deron? Am I going to eat my crow here and say he was great? Is he now put up or shut up? Well, he shut me up because. Yep. Dave, this tells me one thing next year. I hate looking into next year. The season's not over, but the one thing I can say, when Diggs comes back healthy next year, Dave, you have probably the top 2 corners I want to say maybe in the NFL right now with the way Deron Bland's playing in a Diggs.
Yeah, it's a shame. It would have been even more fun to watch if Diggs was even here. If he didn't get injured, I think it would have been even more.
But you know what? Honestly, Dave,
who knows what we would have seen?
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, I don't think he would have got the time over what's his name, Gilmore. I really don't, Dave. I think this was a blessing in disguise that Diggs went down because now we're showcasing, Deron Bland.
I didn't even think about that. So you said that. That's true. Good point.
I mean, you think about it, Diggs, okay, he bites balls, he jumps balls, he bites on everything out there. That safety over the top occurs. A Donovan Wilson, a Malik Hooker covers his ass. We know that. But honestly, Dave, would you really have thought that, okay, if Diggs and Gilmore, we went out and got Gilmore, of course, a solid, veteran.
He's been solid this year.
But do you think he would have got chances over Gilmore? No, I don't think so.
You know what? With Dan Quinn, I don't know.
Unless he's in the nickel.
Right. I was just saying with Dan Quinn, I don't know for sure. Because Dan Quinn knows he's very good defensive coordinator. So I think he would have saw something that we didn't see.
Either way, brother, we can talk about defensive player of the year. Possibly. I know it's still young, Dave. I know it's still young.
But there is another key to this defense that we are missing, and we lost him at the very beginning of the season.
Who might that be?
Overshawn.
My other guy that I was so happy about getting in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, for the listeners out there, I appreciate you.
Pat yourself on the back too on that one.
It's about patting yourself on the back tonight because you know what? I'm going to pat myself here, and you know what? I'm going to give you one of these too because
thank you.
Dave, I'll tell you what. Last year during the draft, Dave, now correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't I say the top 3 players that we were going to draft 1, 2, 3, not in that order? But didn't I call all 3 of them, Dave? And the one guy that I talked about was probably the Steelers draft when we had Steve on our show. He talked about this kid, Demarion Overshawn, correct?
Yep. We had such high hopes for him, and then he got hurt in that Seattle preseason game. Oh my gosh.
Rich checking in, Fly Eagles Fly. Hey, we comment on all of them here. Congratulations to Eagles being 10-1. Next week we'll talk more about Eagles and Cowboys, of course.
Go Fly against the Niners. Do that.
Now Eddie brings up a great question here. Paul and Dave, do you see Diggs moving to safety? I don't see that. I really don't see that.
No, not me neither.
Because as a safety, he's not that hard-hitting safety. I wouldn't put him. Maybe I would put it over one thing, Dave. I would put him over a Malik Hooker. But I would not put him over a Donovan Wilson because Donovan Wilson is a run stopper as well. Diggs can't come up in that box.
Donovan Wilson has been up and down this year.
Diggs can't come up in that box, though. You know what I mean? He can't come in that box and lay a helmet on somebody.
Nah.
Donovan Wilson, Javon Curse, they can come up to that box and lay a helmet on you. I wouldn't do it. In certain situations, maybe if you want to like a quarter 4, a 2 deep safety or, a press coverage down in the back end, I would do that. But I don't think I would. And you're not going to pay a safety $18 million a year. You know what I mean?
No.
I can't see it. But what would you do, Eddie? Would you do it?
Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, what would you do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My it's opinionated. I say no because number one, it's a money issue. You can't do it, but I just can't see it. I can't see it. Number one.
I agree.
Rich says, "Oh, we will definitely next week. Definitely check in. Dak will play a team above 500. He will shit the bed. Yeah, and don't say never by never because I believe you lost to a 2-4, 2-12 team.
I don't, dude.
But we will see.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
okay.
listen.
Time will tell.
You go back 3 weeks ago, and what happened? Dak took you to the limit, made 2 bonehead plays at the very end.
If he didn't step out of bounds, different story, right?
That also, in the what's it called, false start play, of course, that.
Well, let's put this in perspective. If Dak doesn't go out of bounds against the Eagles, it's a 3-point game. Okay, we're driving down the field. We have the best one of the best kicker in the league. We tie the thing up. It's a different game. So I don't want to hear. It's just okay, whatever.
We'll see. I mean, I throw out records number 1 in the NFC East. We throw out records. I could care less about it, But we'll definitely get into it next week when we play that team, of course, But Eddie has answered. Eddie, he said down the road when he gets a little bit older. I can see a little bit older because he is on a 5-year deal, of course. And I think, time will tell if he loses a step coming off an ACL. Corners, a lot of people say quarterback's the hardest position to play. It is the hardest terminology position to play. Athletic-wise, no. Running back, no. Offensive line, no. Defensive line, no. Corners is the hardest position on the field to play.
I agree with that.
It's all going to come down to how he progresses with this injury. If he loses a step, maybe it would be a good option to maybe move back to safety where you're covering, a left side of the field, the middle of the field, you're playing zone. That might be an option. but I want to wait till he progresses first to see how he reacts.
Right. I agree.
That's I hopefully, but the best thing is I love Deron Bland right now, Dave. I think he's solid, but
they were interviewing CeeDee Lamb about Deron Bland. He's like he's not done yet. I was like, what?
You know what, Dave? I put on DraftKings. I put a bet on there that he has one more pick six for the entire season.
He might have more than one. It's amazing.
Hey, listen, I would love to see it.
He might have one tomorrow night. I might see one tomorrow night.
I hope so, Dave. Well, Dave, let's talk about a position. Let's talk about this guy here. Shaquille Leonard visited the Cowboys yesterday. Today he's visiting the Eagles. No signing yet, of course, as we've seen so far. But
both teams. Yeah.
Dave, this is a position we need. Van Der Esch is down. DeMar Overshawn is down. Marquise Bell has been stepping up at linebacker, coming off, basically the safety unit here, coming up to the box, a little light, little faster. But Dave, we need that big linebacker that can make a presence going into the playoff run here.
Paul, I hear you, and I hear where you're coming from. But here's what I'm thinking about with Leonard. Here's my thing on him. He did have 2 back surgeries, correct? Am I right on that?
Who's that? I'm sorry.
I said Leonard. He did have 2 back surgeries, correct?
I'm not sure. I thought he had one or like a big injury coming up.
Okay, I wasn't sure for 1 or 2. Okay, something like that. He's not the same guy he used to be. Taking a chance on this is it the right thing to do? Oh yeah, probably. But my thing is, but are we? I don't know. Like, are we? I don't want to be fool's gold, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't want. Am I wrong?
You know what? The way I look at it, Dave, there's 2 ways to look at this. Okay, you're going into week 14, week 13, 14 here. Basically, you're only going to play a quarter of a season here, plus the playoff run. To me, there's a review that I use this word a lot. It's called a rental player. Rent this player for a year. We talked about Van Der Esch before, Dave. We talked about him giving him money. Okay, you're the Sean Lee 2.0. You don't play 15, 16 games a year. You play 8 games. The 1 year he played, you got paid. Then what happens this year? You got a next thing or he's out. So to me, I want to go out and get this guy, but I think Shaquille Leonard is testing the waters right now for the money. It gives the Dallas Cowboys a disadvantage, Dave, because you go to Dallas first. Dallas sets the mark. We don't know if there was a price tag.
I did hear 4 years. I didn't know what the price was though.
You know what? I think he's going to test the waters. Listen, you're not going to play this week, of course. You don't have to make a decision.
Of course not.
So you can wait. Dallas wasn't going to use him this week.
No.
So I think he's testing the water to get the money out there. I could see him probably getting a 4-year deal, honestly. But Dave, we're light at linebacker. You got to have some strength.
Well, with Van Der Esch out, we definitely are. But Marquise Bell has actually done pretty well.
He's been playing good. He's a solid corner, safety coming up to the box here. I was kind of suspicious about it, that size, but Dan Quinn's defense, Dave, as we always play, 11 hats on 1 ball. That's Dan Quinn's philosophy.
That's Dan Quinn philosophy. Yeah.
Anthony says Deuce Vaughn is the next big thing. He's hands down will outperform Darren Sproles' career. Stephon wants out of Buffalo and watch next year's Diggs brothers come into the boys next year. I'll talk about Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn, yes. But I think he's going to be like the scat back of Darren Sproles in situations where you got to get him the ball outside on the hash marks. He could be great. Kick returning as well. Stephon Diggs, I'll give you my opinion about that. I don't think he comes here.
I don't think so either.
The reason why I say that is my God, I would be the first one to, buy the jersey right away. Okay. But
could you imagine Diggs on one side and Lamb the other? Oh my God.
I would love it, but the problem is what? Okay, we talked about this thing right here, the coin.
It's money. Yeah, exactly.
You can't pay CeeDee Lamb, $15 to $20 million a year. He's going to get that 5-year, $100 million contract. We know that's coming up. Diggs is on the last year of his deal coming up next year. He wants to get paid too. He is still top 5 in the league too. You can't afford 2 wide receivers paying $40 million a year for a $5 million contract when you still have arguably the top defensive player in the league being signed next year as well.
Yep.
And we haven't talked about Dak's renegotiations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's still on the table. Did you hear what Jerry said yesterday? He said he says this is the best Dak's play he's seen Dak's play. Well, I'm having a tough time with that, but okay.
Yeah, I would love to have him, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I can't. Social media. I stay off of social media. I'm on social media. Of course, I run out of the box, but I think things happen for a reason. Where there's a lot of talk from brother to brother. This and that. Just like Skip Bayless. I can't listen to that dude. I can't listen.
I think the brothers want to play with they want to play together, of course. Which is nothing wrong with that. And I know one Diggs to come to Dallas. That's for sure. He's been saying that for a while now.
Oh, of course. I mean, the funny thing is, like, okay, we talk about NBA tampering, where one player can't go on social media and say, "Hey, Dave, I want you to come to my team, my podcast network." That's
Right.
tampering. But in the
Right.
NFL, you can say whatever the hell you want. Diggs' brother says, "Hey, brother, come on down. The weather's greater in Dallas. Come on down." It's not tampering. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Mr. Young has a nice comment there.
Yeah, Eagles brought in a letter for publicity. They are trying to make other teams nervous. It's all for social media. Well, you know what? It only benefits one player, Shaquille Leonard, because he's raising the price tag everywhere he goes. You know what I mean?
He's playing the money tree, like you
Of
just
course.
like
I
you
mean,
said.
I don't knock it. I mean, NFL,
No,
get what
why
you can
would you?
get. Get what
Nothing
you can
wrong with
get in
that.
the NFL. Of course, get what you
Sure.
can get. But
Yeah.
Dave, man, listen, we got a game coming up this week, brother. We got a game.
We do.
We got a game this week, Dave. Tomorrow night, prime time, Thursday night football at home. The Seattle Seahawks are coming to Big D, Dave.
Thursday night football is like it's either hit or miss. There's really not.
Dave, don't be saying that crap. This is a good
No.
game.
I mean, I've been watching games previously at Thursday night football. I'm like,
Yeah, I wish they would flex those games. Get the hell. Those
yeah,
games
I
off
really
the network.
do. I feel the same way.
100%. But Dave, let's talk about their defense versus our offense here. Dak is averaging 350 a game, brother. 3 TDs a game.
It's insane.
Something's got to give, right? Something's got to give, or we can continue to roll.
Something's got to give. Yeah, absolutely.
We're not going to continue to roll.
No, I don't know. I think we do. I think we roll. I think I already have my final score, but
that's later on, brother. That's later.
Yeah, I know. But I'll say that first later in the show. Mm-hmm. But no, I think we do continue to roll. I think the way this offense is rolling right now, I don't see Seattle, defense doing that much to us. To be honest with you.
I mean, they're front. The only really acquisition they got is Leonard Williams. That he solves that nose tackle.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
He can get some good presence in the middle there. That's something I'm worried about because, I hate saying this. Terrence Steele's been playing great, Dave, but on the edge, he's been okay. But the weakest link to me is up that middle because it's not, going back to Travis Frederick days. We don't have that center. Right. Tyler Baez is just not that center to me, Dave. And going against, listen, you watch Jalen Carter and, what's his name? What's the damn other guy? What the hell's the guy that the Eagles, the other guy?
Jordan Davis.
You watch him when he played Tyler Baez. Yeah. He bum rushed him a lot, and he got lost. Mm-hmm. Zach Martin had to help out, too. Tyler Baez is the same way going against Leonard Williams. A bigger, more physical nose tackle. He struggles. Yeah. That's what concerns me, too, is I think this game is going to be Cowboys' victory. But if they can contain Leonard Williams, who is questionable this week, I think they have a great shot running this ball this week.
Is Leonard Williams questionable? I didn't see that.
I'm looking at it now. He was limited today in practice, so he was
okay. So I'm sure he's probably going to play tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll play. I mean, the other guy that I really want to see is going back last year, Dave. We talked about on previous shows where I wanted this linebacker to come to Dallas. I wanted Bobby Wagner. I wanted him to come down and see.
You've been saying that you've been saying that in previous shows about Bobby Wagner. I'm a big Bobby Wagner too, but I wasn't. I don't think he just wants to be in Dallas. I mean,
I totally agree, Dave. He took a lesser deal to go, play where he's at. And that was, where he went last year with the Rams when he went to the Rams. He took lesser money to go to the Rams last year. But
right.
I want to see, to me, I'm all about, I give you an opportunity. You didn't take it. Well, now's my opportunity to shut you the hell up. Well, I want to go right at Wagner tomorrow.
Some guys just they're comfortable. They're in spots that comfortable being in different in different teams. And his team was Seattle. He's been there before. It's not the first time.
I mean, the secondary for the Seahawks is good. I'm not gonna lie. I love their secondary. I love Jamal Williams. And
Jamal Williams is good. Yes,
he's a hard hitter. He plays safety. He's coming off of an injury. He's back. Of course, he had a stinger a couple of weeks ago. He's back. But the other guy that I really like is from Illinois, Devin Witherspoon. This guy was probably one of the top 2 corners out of the league last year. Solid, ball hawk, physical, and he's one of those corners that moves side to side. And he play. One thing is, I've only seen a couple games this year of him playing 100%, where he doesn't play the slot, and that's going to be advantage Dallas Cowboys because we know who's in the slot for the Dallas Cowboys: CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. Yep.
And I think this is going to be a advantage for the Cowboys where they're going to use that field. They're going to play the whole field. I can see Gallups being once again maybe a decoy to take the ball deep here, show them that deep route. Brandon Cooks can patrol mid range. CeeDee Lamb can control the inside, secondary level here beyond the linebackers. I think the advantage goes to the Dallas Cowboys, but Seattle's strength is in that secondary, man. Quadre Diggs, Rico Williams.
Seattle's been struggling though. They've been struggling with the last few weeks. I mean, the 49ers put a roll on them. I think it was last week. Is that right? And then those couple other games too.
Yeah, I mean they've been hit or miss. They've been hit or miss, but it all falls down to which we'll talk about right now. Let's flip the script here. Let's talk about our defense versus that, wide receiver, elite wide receiver, But the bugaboo is Geno Smith.
Well, they have 2 elite wide receivers, if you think about it.
Of course they do, and possibly a third being Njigba Smith.
Possibly a third, right? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're good. I mean, Lockett, he's like an old man found a youth. He finds it every week. You know what I mean?
It's amazing what Tyler Lockett does sometimes. I mean, sometimes he's on and sometimes he has a bad game, but when he's on, he's tough to beat.
I mean, their offense can be elite, Dave. I mean, they have some.
Oh, it can. It's all Geno Smith, though. You know that.
Of course. I mean, we talk about, everybody says about, Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott having the weapons. You look at Geno Smith with the weapons. I mean, you put an elite quarterback on this team, and pick your poison in what you want to do. But Geno Smith is the X factor of the game here. What Geno Smith's going to show up. You put pressure.
I was just going to say, what Geno Smith are you going to get?
That's the thing. I mean, he has glimpses where he can throw the ball downfield. Nothing phases him. Cold as ice. He can do anything. What is the saying? Cool as a cucumber, people say, or whatever. But what Geno Smith are we going to get here?
I've seen Geno Smith with the Giants look good, and what Geno Smith are you going to get? You don't know.
Sure. And the other thing is, Kenneth Walker is questionable tomorrow too.
Kenneth Walker is doubtful tomorrow.
He's doubtful. Okay, he's doubtful. Okay,
doubtful.
And, I mean, I love their second running back, Zach Charbonnet from UCLA.
I think he's going to be the starter tomorrow night.
He's a solid running back too, who likes to hit the hole. Out from UCLA last year. I think he's going to be.
Who was the running back that Seattle had a couple years ago? He got injured. He had neck injury. I can't remember his name. He was very good. He was good. He was good. I just don't remember. I had him for fantasy a couple times. I just don't remember his name.
I don't remember.
He was.
It wasn't Rashard Penny.
No. Okay. If anybody remembers that, can you bring up in the chat? Would be appreciated. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was running back for the Seattle Seahawks. He got injured. He had a neck injury, I think it was, and he was out for they kept saying he was going to be coming back, but he never did.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
I can't remember his name. Anybody who knows that in the chat, please let us know. Appreciate it.
But Dave, I mean, before we get into a couple comments, we got some comments here about the final score. We'll get into those in a couple seconds here.
Right.
But regarding this game here, I mean, where do you see the X factor lying? I mean, I think it's going to be what Geno Smith shows up, how our defense, contains these 3 wide receivers.
Well, don't let Geno on the run because he can run at times. You can't.
He avoids it, but he can extend the plays.
He can. I've seen him do that many times. Shut down the running game and running game too, but especially got to shut down DK Metcalf and Lockett. If you shut those 2 down, you got to. That'll be that's pretty much their offense.
Yes. What scares me, Dave, is I've always talked about Gilmore being the less physical wide receiver, and when he played AJ Brown got a lot of catches on him too, and the wide receivers that he covers, when he goes up against a more physical wide receiver, he tends to back down from it. Well,
AJ Brown had 65 yards against us, I think it was.
Yeah, but most of his catches came against Gilmore.
Gilmore, right? Okay, gotcha.
My thing is here's what I don't want to see. I want to see it. If I'm Pete Carroll out there, Seattle, I'm going to be moving around DJ Metcalf a lot.
All
he
day.
Can play the spot. He can play outside. You can pick Jigba inside, outside. They can do anything we do. They can do it as well. But to me, the matchup to me on offense, defense for us on defense is going to be who Gilmore lines up man-to-man on.
If anybody, it should be Lockett.
Lockett can burn you. Lockett has that getaway speed, you know what I mean? And Jigba has that freak speed, you know what I mean? Freak speed. And the thing is, when they go 3 wide plus a 12 personnel or 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end, 12 personnel, they run Noah Fant a lot.
Yeah, Noah Fant. Yeah, that's true.
And that's when Marquise Bell has to play that block right there. He has to play that tight end. And I don't think you're going to spy on Geno Smith this week unless he gets out of the pocket and starts to create with his legs. I wouldn't run that spy, but you got to get pressure, and you can't let Geno Smith sit back in the pocket and pick your poison with these elite.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Geno. Honestly, I think you're going to see Geno run a lot tomorrow. I just do.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the way I see it, I think if he runs, it'll benefit us because that plays into the Dallas Cowboy defense. He's not going to get those breakaway runs. Dallas is fast. Dallas is very east to west, north to south. So I think that gives Dallas an advantage because you're not going to get that 15 to 20 yard run. You might get that, that 3 to 4 yard run on a second and 8 or whatever, 3rd and 8. He's not going to get the first down. If you keep him beyond the stick, in front of the sticks, I think we're okay with that.
I think you're right.
I hope so. I hope I'm right, man. Hope I'm right. But I'm gonna talking about this game here. I'll tell you what, man. There's some comments out there. We're not going to get into the final score here, but Anthony says, watch this game. Now, this is speaking to you, Dave, right here. Watch this game, 1 to 2 touchdowns from
Rico. Wow, Anthony. Okay, I like that.
I can see that because Dallas has been running the ball really well, and you look at the carries, Dave.
Well, I think Pollard's starting to see the light a little bit from what the last few games you've seen. So,
but you know what? The one thing about Pollard, Dave, is that we've seen burst him. Just going back to Anthony's comment at the beginning here. Do we miss Zeke a little bit? Yes, you miss Zeke because he opens up that line, the power back, thunder and lightning. But we looked at glimpses last year with Pollard. Pollard hit that hole so far where he broke that. This year, most of his runs are outside of the hash marks, Dave.
True.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which could tell me that, hey, you know what? Well, the offensive line is not really sufficient this year. Terrence Steele was excellent last year. Terrence Steele was elite last year, Dave.
Yeah, he was.
This year, he's become almost a revolving carousel sometimes.
Yeah, at times he is. But then there are times where he's doing really well. So I can't, And he's I'm just happy the left side of the line's doing well. Let's keep it that way.
Don't say his name. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I didn't say his name. I just said the left side of the line looks very good.
You say his name, Dave. I'm gonna fly down to Philly and I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Did I say his name? No.
You better not, because we still got 24 hours before a game. Okay? Don't even say his name because
he's in rap bubble right now.
If I'm Miss, I'm going to say his last name. This way you can't say.
No, don't say it. Don't say his name.
Okay. Left tackle. Okay.
Thank you.
If you're listening, please wrap your husband up in bubble wrap because anything could happen with this dude. We don't want him to fall down and
That's why I said the left side of the line.
Yeah, go and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and drop the damn knife on your foot and cut your damn foot wide open. You know what I mean?
Stop. You're good. Don't go there.
Or Dave, opening the peanut butter jar or getting a neck stinger from opening the peanut butter jar.
No.
But you know what? Anthony's going to take it to another level here. He's got 2 touchdowns from Rico Dowdy and 1 for the Ferguson. I can see.
Hey, I could use the Ferguson one. I'm good with that.
I see Ferguson. I think the mid-range here, the intermediate level, and the second level, I think it's going to happen. He's really shown up to me because of the fact Hendershot's out for a while. But the X factor to me, Dave, I don't know. Last year's draft.
Who does Dak love to go to? His tight ends. We all know that.
Of course. I want to see Shoemaker get involved because.
Yeah. I like Luke. Get Luke involved.
I love Shoemaker too. So Dallas is pretty heavy. Luke, I love seeing that as well. But Dave, listen, there is one person that is under the weather this week, Dave.
Yeah, he's been kind of sick the last 2 days of practice. I don't know what's going on. Maybe what's going down there and down south? But
I heard he had a bad. What the hell is that called? A crunchy Dorda or something from Taco Bell. He got sick.
I don't know.
I'm just making it up, but he'll be okay.
I don't know. Oh, I know he's been ill the last couple days.
He ain't missing this game, brother.
But he was at practice today, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think.
Well, when game time starts, he'll be ready to go.
Oh yeah, 80% Micah Parsons is better than 100% of a lot of these players.
I'll take exactly.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. If he's out, then I will have some concern. Honestly.
Exactly. I don't think he was full. I think he was full today.
Then you got to have Sam Williams come in, who's playing okay, but Sam Williams versus
Sam hasn't done bad though.
Dave, let's do this. Micah Parsons here, okay? Sam Williams here. We ain't doing one of these, Dave. Okay?
No, I understand, but I'm saying, Sam actually hasn't been doing bad though.
No, I mean, but it's a big drop off. You need a Micah Parsons this week to put pressure.
I get it. Totally get it. Yeah.
Well, Dave, how about we do this? I mean, you give your final prediction. Actually, you know what? Let's give our one prediction out there. That score of the game now. Anthony says it's going to be a blowout, 35-18.
Ooh.
Now Dallas is a 9.5 point favorite in this game.
Does that scare you?
It actually does, and I'll tell you why. Go ahead, Dave. Give me your final prediction.
I have final score?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Let me write this down.
I had Cowboys 27, Seattle 20.
Do we control the game? Do they come back late and get a score, or
I think we're controlling the game, but they get a late touchdown early.
Okay,
so we don't cover. We're not covered in my mind.
Okay, Anthony says 35-18. He said 35-18. Okay,
I'm going to change that. 27-17. 27-17.
All right, so you got them covered. 9 points.
Yeah, I got them covered. Yeah,
you got Dallas winning by a half point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I look at it 2 ways, Dave. I think Dallas can win by 9 points, but to me, if you look back at Dallas's prior games here, Dave, when you're a favorite and you play a less favorite team next week, which we'll get into next week with who we play. We already know the Eagles.
Right. Don't we know who it is?
It's always a look ahead game, Dave. You look at the Arizona game, a look ahead game, Dave.
True.
A look ahead game. Okay. You look at even that Charger game, Dave. Right. That was a look ahead game to the other team, a better team that we're playing the following week. Right. Dallas's trend, they scored less, even being at home, winning averaging 35 points a game, 400 yards a game on offense here.
Yep.
They play down, Dave. I'm not saying Seattle is a team to play down to, but I don't think Dallas covers the spread. I think the Cowboys win, but I'm going to go Cowboys 27, Seattle 23. I think it's close.
I saw that, man.
I think it's close. I think it's very close.
Well, we'll
very
see.
Close.
I mean,
yep.
It's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine, I guess yesterday or whatever. I think it was yesterday, and I said, "Is this a trap? Is this a trap game?" He goes, "No, not even close." I'm like, "All right."
I wouldn't call it a trap game. You can't call a team that's arguably still top 6 in the NFC a trap game. I don't see that happening. I can't see the trap game, but I think could be a look forward to game, honestly, coming out of this. Anthony says Ferguson has showed up the last 3 weeks, hands down, asked him parlay. I've taken him the last 3 weeks on parlays, of course. He's hit for me every week. That's the one thing that you always look at as a Dallas tight end. You always take that top tight end in your parlay. I've been hitting with it every week. I've been playing a lot of tight ends on my parlays. And so far, we're up, I don't even know what the hell we're up right now. I'm actually looking right now. $13,484 for the year.
Wow.
So we're doing good. We're doing good. And Dave, I bet all the time. You see my bets in there.
I know. I see them all the time. I do.
Yeah. So I think definitely the Cowboys.
Unfortunately, I'm not a gambling man, so I can't say.
I know, man. I should know what I should start doing, Dave. I should start betting on the college draft, because if I would have locked that down, Cowboys, the top 3 drafts before the draft came in last year, Schoonmaker, Mozzie Smith, oh my God, and Demarion Overshawn. If I would put down 100, I probably would have won 300,000 on that. But
there you go.
Watch next year. I won't get any of them right. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But hey, Dave, as we always do, brother, we've been on here about 45 minutes. We're going to cut a little bit short tonight. Dave, as we always do, brother, it is Cowboy time to give Dave, the showstoppers, final thoughts, Dave. So what's the final thoughts on this week?
Final thoughts on this game. Let's first of all.
I'm sorry. Before we do that.
Okay.
How about we get some shout outs real quick?
Let's do that.
How about we get some shout outs real quick, Dave? Let you go first.
And we go first?
Yeah, why not? You have the floor.
Shout outs. Shout outs to this game, or just shout outs in general?
No, I'm hearing some softball team won this week.
Oh, yeah. That team. Yes, that shout out team. I'd like to give a shout out to my softball team, Coco's Pizza. We won a championship on Sunday. Big 3 games. We did it in 3 games. It wasn't easy, but we lost the first one, came back, won the next 2. I'm going to give a shout out to all the guys on my team. They did a great job. It was a total team effort. I could have done it without them. We could have done it without them, and it was just a beautiful thing. And shout out off the rail, because that's who we played. They were a good team too. They did very well. But anyway, shout out to those guys. We did it. We made it happen. 3 games, and well deserved, fellas. Well deserved.
There you go. That's awesome. Actually, who's this lady right here? Katie Spencer. I don't know who. She's kind of cute though, but she says, "Katie, I can't believe you actually said that on your fiance's show here. Go Eagles, really? Go Eagles, Katie."
Katie, what?
Wow, Katie. You know what, Katie? Okay, remember what you said there, Katie. Okay, remember who cooks dinner around this place. Okay. Lucky I love you. Katie.
Katie, remember who takes out the dog too. Come on now.
He says, yeah. Okay, Katie. Okay, go to bed, Katie. Take your cats to bed. Okay. Yep. But I want to give a discredit shout out to my team up here, Johnston Gators. We lost in the championship again. But hey, you know what? I'll be back next season. You get better. You lose, you get better. No big deal. What I always say to my haters out there, you can knock me down, but my Asian ass is going to get right back up, healthier than ever, stronger than ever. So, all the other teams out there, careful what you wish for. You beat me this year, but I'll be back next year. I promise you.
He will be back.
I will be back. God will be back. 100% healthy.
Kudos to your team, and you guys had a great season this year. And hey, man, if you're not coach of the year, something ain't right. That's for sure.
Well, I think I am going to get it in 2 weeks, but I'm not throwing that son of a bitch and trophy away this year, Dave. I'm keeping that
Nah,
thing.
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not going to throw it in the trash this year.
Your kids love you. They respect you. And everything I keep hearing about it. And keep going, my man. Keep going.
Definitely. All right, Dave. Now let's give some final thoughts here, since we had some great accomplishments personally.
Yes.
But let's get some final thoughts here on this week, Dave. Projection this week. Our
final thoughts. Let's get out of here healthy, because we have a big game next week. But I don't want to look past that. We definitely got to get the win. Make sure everybody, no stupid penalties tomorrow. Play smart football. Let's put points on the board. Get out of there with the win and just move on to next week. That's all I got.
My final thoughts are pretty much the same way. Stay healthy this week. Play who's in front of you. Win the game. Win who's on your schedule. Worry about the other teams, what they do. They lose, they win. Take care of our own business here, because nothing is set in stone that the Eagles have won the division. We haven't lost the division. Even if they win the division, my thing is this: continue to win, put together, go into the playoffs strong, go into players with momentum here. Win who's on your schedule, because right now you're at 5 seed. I want to stay in 5 seed. I don't want to go down to the 6, 7 position. I want to get that home field advantage in the wild card round, because we know Dallas plays stronger at home. Let's continue to win, stay healthy, of course, but just come out with the victory.
Let's continue this nice winning streak at home too, which has been really good.
Definitely. But Dave, I want to ask you real quick. We got one more comment out there. I want to ask you one thing. Give me your bold prediction for this game, because Anthony said Rico Dowdy 2 TDs. I don't know what that Philadelphia Water has.
I'm going CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be a big day. I think CeeDee Lamb has a big day tomorrow.
All right, well, give me a bold prediction on him, Dave.
2 touchdowns, and
2
we'll say, yep. Mm-hmm.
Give me yards on him too.
I'm going to give him 2 touchdowns. We'll say 120.
120. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go. Wow, you want me to go bold here, huh? All right, here's my bold prediction. Dak throws for 300 yards, nice. 2 TDs.
Nice.
Rico gets 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to – I want to – the reason why I'm saying this is because I want to say their names. Rico. And I want to say Luke. Luke Shoemaker gets in the end zone too.
Do we see a rush hour tomorrow, maybe?
Hey, we could.
Possibly.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, dude. I think this is going to be too close to the game.
No rush hour? Okay.
Nah, this game's going to be too close. I don't think it's going to be unless it's a blowout in that fourth quarter where we're up 13 going into 8-minute mark in the fourth quarter. We get a rush timing, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be too close, Dave. I don't think
okay, then we won't go rush hour. That's fine.
I'm still waiting for the Trey Lance, signing, but you know what I mean. That's just me, Dave. You know what I mean?
When is that going to happen?
It ain't going to happen this year unless what's his name? Because he dresses, but he's that conditional third.
Right. Well,
he's allowed to get in.
Rush is the backup. So.
Yeah, I mean Lance dresses, but he's that conditional quarterback where if Cooper gets hurt.
I do want to give a shout out to our quarterback though.
Who, Cooper Rush?
No, our quarterback.
Oh, QB1, Mr. Dak Prescott.
Yes, he's having a baby girl. His girl is pregnant, and she's due in March, and they are having a baby girl. Oh.
Wow. Okay. Anthony's looking forward. He says,
did you not know that?
Look, I don't care about people's personal life, brother. Okay?
I'm just saying, but it's a shout out to our quarterback, and I think it's a beautiful thing. They're bringing child into the world. It's beautiful. It's a great thing.
All right, you know what? Remind me, and I'll put that on Twitter tonight. Congratulations, Dak and his beautiful wife out there.
Sarah. Yes.
Sarah. Yeah, we'll put it out there. Hell, I don't care what the hell the girl's name is. I can care less, Dave. But remind me to put on Twitter tonight. Hashtag that.
I'm just saying, it was announced yesterday. They had a press conference about it. They were talking about it. So why not bring it up?
All right. Well, listen, brother. I don't care what happens. Get some sleep and get her in another room. Get the baby in another room. We got some football to play.
Oh, he's due till March. We got a little time. So we're good.
Okay. All right. So it's not had yet, correct?
No, I'm saying it's due in March. Yes.
Well, good. That's off season. He gets to play all the way through February, and we'll be okay. All right.
Exactly. Right.
Cool. All right. Anthony's looking forward. He says, "Don't be surprised the Eagles pull players against the Cowboys and say they lost," because I agree with that. I
can see that.
I can see it, but we'll see. We'll see. Definitely. Anthony says 98 yards. Anthony, who's the 98 yards for?
They got a big day on Sunday. They got a big test on Sunday for them.
Yeah, they play the Niners, and the Niners are 2.5-point favorites here. But
is that surprising you?
Not really. The way the Niners have been playing, the Eagles have been winning games, but they haven't been solidifying their wins. So Niners have been playing great ball. You look at, when CMC's in there, Dave, and regardless of what people say, if Dak Prescott's in there with a healthy offensive line, our unit 100%, 22 starters in the game, Dallas could be a favorite in any game. The Niners are the same way. You look at the games where they didn't have CMC or Deebo Samuels, they were favorites by 1.5, 2.5 favorites. But when they're in the game, regardless of who they play record-wise still, that team is, to me, still better on paper in all aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't see it. Dave, real quick, who are you taking in that game?
Honestly, I'm going to go 49ers.
I'm going 49ers as well. I think the Niners win a close game. I think it's going to be a very close game.
I want to see Brock Purdy actually finish the game because he didn't finish the NFC Championship game. He didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people look at it. I hate people saying.
Not that I don't think it would have mattered either way. I mean, it was. Yeah,
I agree. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like a 27, 24, 23.
Yeah, that's how I'm like. I was like 31, 28, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Niners do win this game, but this game will tell you, can the Eagles put together a 4-quarter game? Can they maintain a lead in the first half, not wait till the second half to come out with adjustments? We don't know yet.
Jalen's been doing that the last fourth quarters. I mean, he's been hot.
Anthony says, I'm going to write that down. Anthony says he has Rico for 2 TDs, and he has Ferguson with 1 TD and 98 yards. Okay. I don't see him getting 98 yards. I mean, that's bold.
Ferguson's having a big day. Wow.
He's usually good for a TD, but it's usually around like 40 to 50 yards. So
that's usually him. I think Shune might get one too.
Dave, you know what I'm going to do this week? I'm going to put down $20 this week. You know what I'm going to do? I've been waiting for this 2 years, Dave. 2 years to happen. I've been waiting to jump out of my big-ass leather recliner down there and say, it's Turpentine. Turpentine takes one to the house on a punt return.
Oh, now wouldn't that be nice?
I'm going to write that down. And I'm going to actually play
Turpentine. Yeah, he had touchdown. They had touchdown last week.
That's what I mean. He's going to run one back to the house. I think it's time again.
Man.
It's time again.
Can you imagine? Woo.
Well, Dave, hey, before we get out of here, brother, how about we talk about these fine sponsors we have at this Out of the Box program?
Go for it.
Guys, listen, tomorrow night you better get some Monkey Cold coffee out there, the best coffee in the land. The evolution of flavor infused coffee, monkeycoldcoffee.com. Of course, 3 great flavors. The OG bourbon chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, and of course, the Samaritan blend. And the newest flavor, of course, Samaritan blend organic for Pearl, Florida. Make sure you use promo code OTBS Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. Before you check out, make sure you get some swag, t-shirts, coffee cups, K-cups, diffusers, whatever you need, they have it. Then you slide on over to monkeycoldcoffees.com. Check out, use the promo code OOTBS Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. And also, guys, listen, the best man out there, 1-800-HURT-123, attorney, Big Al, Jason Fine, motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims. He has you covered. 3 office locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. First, Garden State, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 3 Greensward Lane, Cherry Hill. Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, 1628 JFK Suite 2120. My neck of the woods, Pittsburgh, PA, 500 Grant Street. Make sure you call 1-800-HURT-123. One of our live operators answer the phone. Take your case. Hell, who knows? If you're lucky, you might get the OG. Me answering the call. If we take your case, make sure you use Out of the Box Sports Entertainment as a referral. Promise you, 33.33% guaranteed rate. No recovery, no fee, hands down. My personal friend who I've worked for many years now. Make sure you call 1-800-HURT-123, Mr. Jason Fine, attorney Big Al.
Big Al.
Big Al, you already know, man. Hands down the best damn wide receiver out there. I'm saying wide receiver. Best damn lawyer out there.
Best damn wide receiver. I'm sure he's happy to hear that.
He can't play football. I've known Jason for years. I can say whatever I want about him. He ain't catching a game. The only thing I know about Jason, he might catch a buffet. You know what I mean?
We gotta say it like Ken does it. Big Al.
Big Al, yeah. I know he can. I tell you what, Dave, funny story is 2 years ago, I went for his Christmas party. Dave, I tell you what, I was so drunk. I don't know how I got home. Yeah, I don't know how I got home, where I ended up, and I have no idea. Thank God for Jason, because he put me in an Uber and he sent me home and made sure the Uber guy took me up to my door, opened my door, because he gave him the code to get in my house. I was messed up. I was totally
wow.
messed up.
Sorry, I missed that one.
Yep. Totally messed up. Just agree that the boys taking this game, looked up the stats on Ferguson. That's why he's always paid out. I agree. Ferguson, Jake Ferguson will get his yards.
Anthony's all over Ferguson, man. Like,
hey, listen, that's the one thing I can do. I can honestly admit I did one thing in my life right. I raised him right to be a Cowboy fan. So at least, I did something right. Another thing.
You can pat yourself on the back a lot to show.
Hey, you know what? This Cowboy shit, we pat ourselves on the back, brother. I did a lot of good things in my life. I can't say that I was the greatest person in my lifetime, but I did some good things in my life, brother.
Hey, that's a good thing.
And the best thing I've started in my life, Dave, is this. You know what it is?
What's that?
18 months ago, I started this freaking thing called Out of the Box Sports Entertainment.
Yeah, it's been 18 months. Yeah, we're still going
580 live shows, 17 shows, more than 11 hosts, still bringing on people. Make sure you subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, to Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. So, Dave, are you ready to get out here off this fine network?
Absolutely.
Guys, we appreciate all the live viewers checking in. We appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube to our channel out there for more content, more live content. Make sure you subscribe to our Twitter account, too. Always putting up things about the whole atmosphere of landscape football, basketball, NHL. You name it, we do it. My name is Paul Spencer. That is the showstopper, Dave Yarnell. And you are tuned in to the 215 Boys Primetime every Wednesday night, 9:30. And, Dave, as we always say, brother, what do we say before we get the hell out of here?
Go, boys, go.
You already know. We'll see you next week, everybody. Until then, have a great, great Cowboys victory tomorrow night on a Thursday night. See you guys later.
Later.